Greetings to everybody. Maybe let me first disappoint Nomsa from the sponsors. From her expectation of winning 6-3, I'm sure that any coach that will lose with 6 goals, the very same media people that are here will be advocating for his removal. So I from the coach's perspective, losing by 6 goals is not the best scoreline, and I think my colleague next to me will concur with me. It's a great encounter between 2 good teams. We've prepared well for such an encounter, and it will be important to be prepared physically, mentally, and otherwise. But most importantly, we have to be in control. Such matches have got a tendency of moving away from a football game, so it's important for us to be in control with the ball and without the ball. I know the opponents are not going to make it easy for us, but like I said, we are prepared. It has been quite some time when we haven't won a trophy at our club, and it will be good to take this trophy, as it has been mentioned before, when it's the last time this trophy exists. So we are prepared, we are looking forward. We've got the will to win, we've got the ability to win, and let's see on Saturday what happens.
Coach, you played AmaZulu last month and in a league game, and it was a draw. What lessons did you learn from that game, and what are you going to do to make sure that you don't repeat the same mistakes?
It's a different game, and I know the colleague next to me is very innovative in his thoughts, and I'm sure that he wouldn't do the same thing. But we just prepared for any eventualities. Whether they play any type of game, we must be prepared. There can't be excuses after the match that we expected a different approach and they brought a different approach. It's such a match where you just have to be prepared for whatever comes into the match. So we are prepared, and we want to win the match. That's all that matters right now.
All right, moving on to Mandla.
Coach Mandla, umbuzo of mhlawumbe kuke kwaba nenkulumo ikhona ngesimo esibhekene naso KwaZulu-Natal esisha. AmaZulu akuvezile ukuthi angafisa ukuthatha le ndebe for isilo. Siyazi ukuthi isilo asimele i-KZN kuphela, kodwa asimele i-South Africa yonke. Njengomuntu wakwaZulu-Natal nawe siyazi naku-Pirates ukuthi siyahlonishwa futhi. Kubalulekana nokwenza ukuthi uyinqobe le ndebe nawe, uyinqobe isilo.
Okay, ufuna ngesiZulu.
Uchaze kahle isilo esethu sonke. Noma ngabe ngihlala eGoli, i-team yethu inosibisi noMahlase, inabo Ndlovu ogatsheni, inabo Khubalo Ncikazi. So isilo esethu singajabula nathi ukujabulisa isilo sikhona le eGoli. So I think le yokuthatha isilo sisifake eklabhini eyodwa angikholwa ukuthi kuyiqiniso. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi isilo sojabula masibona amabhakabhaka enqoba.
So far, how's the mood in the camp, especially the goalkeeping department?
Okay, you can go first, coach.
Okay. Regarding the history of the club and what it means to the club, we are all aware of that. Me first, players also aware of that. Everyone's aware of that. To answer your point, it's not that it puts more pressure on that or less pressure. Every time you play for AmaZulu, you're playing for so many people behind you. Of course, when there's a trophy on the line in one game, you just put the excitement level to another stage, and obviously a lot more eyes are going to be in the game. But I don't think it puts more pressure. And another point, when you're in professional sports, not only football, if you cannot absorb the pressure and get the best out of those type of situations, I don't think you can achieve anything. So there's many teams that would like to be in our spots. You don't have the right to say, okay, I'm suffering under the pressure and it's going to affect my performance. You don't have that right. There's no margin for that. So we take it with a lot of excitement, with a lot of desire to perform and give the best version of ourselves possible. But the pressure, I would say, it comes with the territory and it comes with the context of the play itself. So as much as the pressure is there for that game, it's for both teams. and it's something that you must accept and deal with. Now when it comes to the history parts, we understand what the win would mean to the club, and as I always say, we're playing for so many people. We are not in any position or any right to let anyone down, and the only promise I make to the fans, and that's the same thing I said on the first day, we're always going to give our best. We're always going to give 100%, and if it's our day, it's going to be our day.
Push.
If you look at the 3 previous matches where Pirates have been involved, in Polokwane, sold-out stadium, in Johannesburg, FNB sold out, Mabhida sold out. Pirates is playing at home, so in any stadium in this country. So it just confirms that Pirates is a big team. I just wish that we can complement that narrative by winning trophies. Pirates are about winning trophies. So playing in Mabhida, to me, we'll be playing at home, and I can guarantee you that 60% or more of the supporters that will be in Mabhida will be Pirates supporters. So for me, it doesn't worry me at all. We will be playing at home. The goalkeeping department, I wanted to skip. We will put the best goalkeeper that club has based on the training that we have had for the number of days. I'm sure that the goalkeeper that will be on the starting lineup will make the supporters of Pirates very proud.
So the
No. That doesn't work that way. Let's continue.
Hi, Coach. Coach, how are you? Right. Now, from the incentives point of view, according to the Akodi newspaper, who Sunday the Lord President has pledged to split the more like $8 million among the players.
Is it the question for both coaches or for Coach Mandla? Okay.
What was the question? I did not.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the prize money, whether there's been incentives to play.
The structure in our club is not the one that will announce publicly what will happen with the incentives. What will happen maybe is not for public consumption, but I know that something will happen. It has happened before without the announcement. That's how our structure works. It's not where we use the incentive as a bait for players to perform. They just have to perform based on how management feels, then they'll give the right incentives.
All right, we are wrapping up now. Maybe let's give colleagues from this side an opportunity. Oh no, you already have the mic, so you can go ahead. Robin Joke.
Coach Mandla, the effect of losing the derby, don't you want to deny the impact of such an occasion, the finals, the winner takes all? Are you worried about that? Your goal that might not be up to it?
Cup finals are just cup finals. There's no form, there's no history, and it will be like that. How you played the previous match has got no connotation on the current match. What will happen in a match is how we prepared, how are the players prepared to play the match, the psychological effects that will be around in the field. And I'm sure the capacity in the team is good enough to win a match, irrespective of the previous outcome in the derby.
Ngiyazi ukuthi the experience mhlawumbe lemidlalo lo ifinal ukuthi kubaluleke kanjani ukusebenzisa experience yenu njengabo coach abadala bobabili Pirates nokuthi khona mhlawumbe enibukayo njenganegazi elisha likaPhotoza nalapha ku-Andrew.
Njengoba ngingachaza Mbovu, imidlalo yalolu hlobo ayinawo umlando, ayinayo iform. Kuba ukuthi abadlali bazilungiselele kangakanani ngokwemqondo, bazilungiselele kangakanani ngokwebhola ukudlala ngalelo langa. Umlando masizo yakuwona angeke uzukusisa. Okwami nje ukuthi ngikhulekela ukuthi abadlali bethu babe kulesimo esibalungiselela ukuthi babe kusona kulomdlalo. Uma kunjalo okuyokwenzakala kabi kuyoba umphumela ukuthi sizilungiselele kahle, then ke sizonqoba umdlalo. Angikholwa kakhulu ukuthi umlando ube nesandla enqobeni nasekuhlulweni kweclub emidlalweni yalolu hlobo.
My question is to Coach Mandla. Just like injury updates on Mabhida, and also Coach Sosa. We've seen Goalkeeping Manko taste cup success with the Orlando Pirates back in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. How important is it to have a player like that in your squad, especially going to the final with that sort of mentality?
There's a few players where it's a touch and go. They're still on the medical table, and Maela is one of them. So based on what happened yesterday with the medical team and today, we're not sure. Maybe the call will be made today, made yesterday, about his health. If he's good, he will lead the team. If he's not, some other players will be there to take his position. That's the team that we are.
Do you see anything different with the current team that you have, and what are those notable differences in the side that lost the CAF Confederations Cup final to the one that you have now?
I thought you'll start by saying I was part of the team that won this cup in 2009. But in any case, there's been a change in the team in a lot of departments. Maybe only the positives. There's good additions in the club that the club has made, and the contribution is clear. So being part of the losing team in Nigeria and being part now, maybe Lady Luck will be good enough this time around, and we're all working towards that. Sometimes you have to work for your luck, and I hope we have done enough this time around to win the cup.
Pick one.
Coach, that's not to follow in you were part of the team in Arrows, the air win of 2009, and we have the Arrows in AmaZulu. Kubalekana nokuthi nisha AmaZulu ukuze le record the Arrows ihlale ikhona. Nokuthi ke vele abana le chiefs bazobethe ngokuthi niyayisha AmaZulu azoshaya mhlawumbe lokho bekuwena ukuthi
Ngikabateli ngengidlale ngawe umlando nje awukho uhlobo lwalo mdlalo esodlala umlando awuzosebenza ukuthi kwake kwenzakalani eqaleni nasekugcineni ngeke usize uma sizozama ukuthatha umlando siufake la siyobe siyazibambezela okwethu okubalekile ukuthi silungiselele umdlalo njengoba senzile sihlonipha AmaZulu ngendlela enza ngayo izinto sizama ukwenza kangcono kunawo and then ke bese sikhuthaza abadlali bethu ukuthi badlale ngale ndlela esihlele ngayo masenze njalo okuzokwenzakala enkundleni kuyobe kuumphumela wendlela esilungiselele ngayo.
Well, Coach, having been installed into this controversial coaching scenario, if you will, now that you've been now you're known as an assistant coach to the new guy, what did you learn from the Spaniard so far?
The controversy of co-coaching comes from you, it doesn't come from me. I did not know that there was controversy around co-coaching, so that one must be owned by you. It's like any scenario, there's positives, there's negatives. Whether you like co-coaching, whether you don't, whether you like the solo head coach, it's up to you. Like the fellow coach said, sometimes we put our own interest too far ahead than what we should be doing. You are employed to serve the team to succeed. If at that point the team sees it necessary that the objectives were not met the way they wanted, it's up to them to take a decision. And if the decision is good enough, the team succeeds, well and good. But I don't think this should be about an individual. And in that case, this is where I put myself. If the team does well in my presence, in whatever capacity, it's all well good in the team. So I don't feature in any of what you have mentioned. I'm a loyal employee of Orlando Pirates, and my professionalism says I must be loyal to the team. As a professional, I'm working for Orlando Pirates. I'm not territorial. Whether the team is my neighbor, my next door from my province, as long as my employee wants me to beat them and the profession demands. So right now, I'm employed by Orlando Pirates, and I expect Orlando Pirates to beat AmaZulu. That's all that matters to me currently.
The legendary Shompo Kekana.
Good afternoon.
Coach Mandla, I haven't seen your team having consistent starting lineup. You've been changing players. I want to know what's the reason behind that, and will you be able to play like a big team over the weekend, or will you be trying to gauge what AmaZulu has for you?
The club that we work for is a big team, and big teams are expected to take the initiative. Big teams are expected to take charge, take control, and we'll try and do that, but sometimes we must be realistic. That you must be a good team with the ball and you must be a good team without the ball. If we manage that well, I'm sure that will be a good team. Maybe some of our improvements that we have to make are in those sections where you create a balance on both ends. You cannot just be on the ball for the sake of being on the ball, because sometimes the biggest danger is when you have the ball. So without going deep, we would love to have the ball, we would like to be in control, but we must be aware that we are also playing a good team, that we will also take initiatives and have the ball. We must be able to deal with those situations and adapt to whatever they are doing without suffering a setback of conceding a goal.